Your library is finished, and now I want to show you how you're going to submit this thing. So what we're going to do is open up your old portfolio that you did for your Habitat for Humanity home first term, and I've changed the guidelines at the top. So if you still have the old guidelines on here, make sure you delete those. You want to make sure your first slide has your name, engineering portfolio. In your table of contents, you're going to add another item onto this, the commercial library renovation. Mine starts on slide number 10. I don't know where yours is going to start, so make sure that it matches that. Now I've given the set of instructions here in two different ways. This way is written out. Slide 1 needs to include this, slide 2, slide 3, and then 4, 5, 6. For my visual learners, I've simplified this a little bit. I have actually created these slides themselves, and then I pasted the instructions into each of the slides that they need to have. So this is slide 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 down here on my, actually it's slides 13, 14, 15, but these are the 6 new slides that you'll have. So I think this is going to make it a lot easier for you. Let me show you what I would like you to do to start is go to your presentation. So I'm going to assume that this is yours. You have your portfolio, your name, and then table of contents. And from mine, which you should have access to, the link is in Schoology. The link is right here. It says sample portfolio. So you can click on that link right there. And then I want you to shift click. So you're clicking 10, and then you're going to shift click through 15, and then Control C to copy. Then you can go into your portfolio and just click underneath your last slide. So you see that line there, and Control V to paste. Now you're still going to need to add in the table of contents on that, but what it does is it pastes all of them in. Then all you need to do is just delete my images and paste your own. So we can click match styles in this presentation. Date should be the same. You're just going to change your name here. Now I just want to give you a couple quick things, so keep watching. A couple quick things for taking these screenshots. So the first one is, if you are on a PC, if you press Shift and then the Windows key, which should be between the Control and Alt keys on most keyboards, it's a little Windows icon, Shift Windows S. And if we do that, it should go gray, and then you can take a selection screenshot. So I'm taking a selection screenshot right here, and then onto your presentation, you can click, whoops, I deleted the wrong thing there. You can click and delete my images, and then you can paste your own. Now you'll notice that when I do that, it covers up the text. So I want to teach you one other thing. If you're not sure about it, it's right click the object here, go to order, and send to the back. And that way all the text will be in the front and you won't cover up anything. You're going to need to do that for probably all the images that you place. Make sure you send the images to the back. So this is my first one. If you need to crop anything else out, if you got a little extra, you can double click it. The little crop bars come into here, and whoops, I grabbed the wrong one there. And you can shrink this up as needed, but we want to make sure we get the whole image. Now, if you're following the instructions on this, the instructions say we need to make sure we have a southwest and northeast corner. And that's exactly what I had in here. So the southwest corner is this, the northeast is you click this little top part of the cube, and you'll get the other corner. That way I'm going to see all sides of your library. Now, as far as getting the floor shots, I want to make sure that I'm getting the dimensions, but I don't need these letters. So if I shift Windows S, and I can click down here right at the edge of the library, and I'm going to get in that 72 on the left and the 120 on the top. And as long as I've gotten those, my screenshot is good. Now I'm zoomed out a little bit too far, so if I paste that in there, it's going to be a little grainy. So I can actually zoom in one more click on my mouse wheel. Make sure you're zoomed in as far as you can so that you can still see the corners of your building and the 120 and the 72. This is going to be a lot better screenshot for me if I click and paste this in there. So that's really the last key thing that I want to make sure you see when you're taking your screenshots. So when I paste this in here, let me go to my ground floor. I'm going to delete this other one and Control V to paste that. And I want to drag this to the bottom right edge of the screen, and then I can resize this and make it as big as possible. But you're noticing it's covering up the text. So once again, we right click, we send to back, and then you can sort of resize it so that you're able to actually see your text. So you can make it a little bit smaller if you need more room for your text on here. Just make sure it's large enough that I can actually see all of the details in there. And finally, there are a few items that I might not be able to identify in your library, such as the history room, and maybe if there's any other thing, if there's a meeting room, you didn't get furniture in, and so on. I need to make sure that you annotate those. So you can go to annotate, click text, and then just text right over the top of it and type in history room. And if you didn't get any furniture in them, that is okay. Just make sure that you label them, the history room, the meeting rooms, and I can still give you the majority of the credit for that. But if there's no label, I have no idea what the room is intended for, and I cannot give you credit for that. So that's the last piece of information I need to make sure you're aware of. Going back to the portfolio here, you'll have the ground floor, second floor. I want you to find your most interesting interior first floor view and second floor view. And then your section views. You've already created these. You screenshot these. Yours are going to have labels that are going to show all the labels of the different layers that you have in your green roof, and then whatever was required for that second floor section view. So you'll paste your section views in here. To get the camera view, you just click on View, drop this down, click Camera, and then we click this and go all the way outside the building. Again, you pick your most interesting viewpoint that you want to show. Maybe it's around your staircase. I'm not sure where it is. You can make your image a little bit larger by dragging this bubble. And then we drag this bubble over here. And then we do Shift Windows S. And we're going to take a screenshot of this. And if that's the view that I want to show of my library, then do that. And then we can paste that directly into this right here. Now you'll notice I had that wall selected in the background. Make sure nothing is selected or it will screenshot whatever you have at that moment. That should be all you need. Once that is done, then I'm going to need you to get a copy of your link. So click on that, copy that. Submit your portfolio link into Schoology. So submit your assignment and copy and paste your link into that submission so that I can access it. And just a reminder here that the rubric is showing you all the things that I'm going to be scoring on. Make sure you write in complete paragraphs to get full credit for those submissions.